like a Hellcat.
Good afternoon. We're going to do a couple of little things on this ST today. Mainly replacing these wishbones with some nice hard race ones. This bush here, it's got loads of play in it. Noticed that on the last track day. We're going to be replacing them with these nice blue shiny hard race. All the bushes, ball joints. I've just lacquered these ball joints so they don't go rusty. All new hardware. And I went for the complete arms so I don't have to keep pressing things in and out and just bolt them straight on. Makes life a lot easier. So we'll get on and fit them now. We'll undo this nut first, the 21mm.
A few minutes later. A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh, come on!
Okay. $18mm headed bolt. Two 15mm headed bolts at the back. There we go, that's the arm off. So these are the bits that we've got. New arm, new ball joint, some new hardware. Just going to put it all together, nice and simple. I've lacquered the ball joints to stop them from rusting in the future. The wishbones have been coated in a ceramic pro strong, again just to aid it in future corrosion and salt grind from the roads. Pay a lot of money for these, and the last thing you want is for them to go rusty within a week. Okay, there is a torque setting for it. We'll do all that when we get onto the car and all sitting level. We'll torque up all the bolts when the weight is on the bushers. Right, let's get fitting this. Shouldn't be too complicated. These bolts did come with some lock thread on them, so I'll just reapply some blue lock thread.
So cunning you could put a tail on it and call it a weasel.
Right, I've jacked it up so it's more straight. Hopefully that'll aid us get these bushers in, the bolts in a bit better, and also we'll be able to torque the bolts up properly then as well.
You big daft cock.
Right, this main bolt at the front here is 175 newton meters. important that you take the weight of the vehicle up with these bushers, because if not you can twist and distort the bushers. Powerflex ones, they sort of move in the arm, but these ones don't. The rear bolts for the rear bush is 115 newton meters. I like to do that up gradually to bring them bolts in closer, a bit at a time, so you're not cramming one bolt up and then cramming the other one up. So just let the weight off that now. These bolts here that hold the ball joint on, they're 70 newton meters, and also this bolt here, this nut for the ball joint, that's 70 newton meters, but you can't physically get a torque wrench in there, so that's just going to be done up FT with a spanner, unfortunately. And just to note, I like to put the bolts in from the top down, so if they do come loose, the bolt isn't going to fall out the bottom. It will stay. It'll rattle around at the top there, and eventually it'll rattle out, but at least hopefully that you'd know it's come loose and the bolt has fallen out before you have a big accident. So just do this one again. This one's meant to be 70 newton meters, but we can't get a torque wrench in there, so we'll just cram it up with a spanner as tight as we can for now.
No, not again. I've got to end this thing before it begins.
There we go, that's all tightened up. One thing to note is there are two different size ball joints for these. I think the pre-facelift ones have a slightly smaller diameter ball joint, and the facelift one has the larger diameter RS style ball joint. Not entirely sure how correct that is, but that's what I'm gathered to believe. But I think the changeover between the Mark, or the phase 1 and the phase 2, the facelift and the pre-facelift, there's a changeover point where some of the Mark 2.5s, the facelift ones, they came with the smaller ball joints because Ford just happened to said solder and use up all the parts that they had lying around. So it might be worth just double checking, maybe take it off beforehand and measure up before ordering any parts. So what we'll do now, we'll do the other side. You don't need to see it to do that one. It's all pretty much the same aspect, just on the other side. And then I need to check the rear bolts for the rear wishbones, make sure they're all free for when we go to get it all laser lined. They're all nice and free for the guy to track it up and make sure that's all nice and running straight. Right, so we've done these two front wishbone bushes, or wishbones I should say, all complete arms. Get some light on there. Same colour as car, lovely. All tightened up, torqued up, and under here, got that one. This one was a bit more difficult and different. This one, that front wishbone bolt, you can see, get some light in there, there you go, fouls up against them air conditioning pipes, just made it difficult to get out or get anything on there properly to undo it, but we managed it. And also this is an ST2, so it's got the headlight adjuster bolted onto the wishbone, just to height the headlights, but that came out alright. And again, same problems the other side, was that this bush here, trying to get that level and get in properly and start the bolts, that was a bit difficult. But again, that's all torqued up. And I did mention about the rear trailing arm bushes, getting the bolts all undone into there when we get the tracking done. They can adjust them easily, but the actual bolt is stuck inside the metal sleeve of the bush, so I'm going to have to take all these arms off, and while I'm at it I'll get them powder coated and we'll get some Powerflex bushes in there and in that one there, and then that'll be job done, and then we can take it to be tracked and aligned properly. Probably just go for a road setup at the moment until we get some coilovers, and then we'll probably go for a track setup after that. But we'll leave it at that today. See you in the next one.